Happy Slay Saturday. So today I actually had a inventory day, and then I also wanted to put the frontal unit I showed in my story, install that so that y'all could see it, the installment with the frontal. And you could actually see the unit up close as I install it. So I'm using an old wig cap. So that's why I was trying to figure out which side I want it to go on, just because I want a neat install. Okay, anybody that knows me remembers that I do not do the ball cap method. It takes too long. I personally feel like it shouldn't take you that long to install a unit. Granted, if you are getting it styled by a professional or a stylist, I feel like they're probably going to use that just because it just makes it more natural, and I feel like that's the point of you paying to get it done. To make sure it's a really seamless install. But you can always achieve a seamless install without the ball cap method, FYI. But I know that typically when stylists install frontal units, they use the ball cap method. But anyways, this is what I'm doing, and this is the unit. So I did try her on yesterday, and that's what I shared in my story, because this is the first unit I created with my head measurements. So usually, well, I knew my circumference when I started making wigs, but as far as getting into like the specifics of the nape, front to back, all of that, I didn't even get into that until just recently. I would say like 2 months ago, when I got a custom order and I needed to make sure the unit fit, just because of the particular case for my client. In addition, I did have 2 other orders, and the reasoning for custom units, or that they did want to make sure the unit fit, is because some of y'all may already know or have experienced the standard size, the standard sized wig caps. Those it fits the average head. Like, they're created to fit the average head. 9 times out of 10 it's gonna fit, but there are cases where you may have a head size that is just very custom to not even fitting the standard size caps, and that's okay. It's normal. I know that I standard can get away with a small sized dome cap, or like if the cap is small, but when it comes to my frontals, like with the closure, it's okay. And I've actually done the full measurements of my closure. I can get away with a small, like a standard small cap for my closures. Like, that's good to go. But when it comes to my frontals, that's when I really need these specific measurements, because my head is very custom. Let me say that. So when I was taking my measurements and I actually created the unit, this was the first time the unit fit so snug. Yeah, like that. This unit fit so secure and comfortable. Like, I don't think I even need to put any or bed head on this unit, but I do it because it's my preference and I don't want nothing to come off by accident. So I actually will try this unit without any of the bed head spray and let y'all know how it goes. But today I did want to show y'all the install. So that's a little backstory about this unit and what I meant when I was like my first custom frontal unit for myself. I usually try to just install my standard size frontals, and I mean, I can get it installed, but my thing is I would always have the issue of just having to cut the lace a special particular way so that it wouldn't be a ripple effect in the lace in the front of my head. So y'all probably didn't notice it, but it's something that I noticed just because it's my head. So I was like, what can I do to make this go away? I'm tired of trying to modify the standard size. Can I just make me one? And I did. So this was created with, like I said, a medium cap, but I resized the cap and sized it to my measurements. So that is what you see here. If you're wondering, like, how did you know it was a different size? I had to resize the cap before sewing it, and I stitched in an elastic band. That is what the trick is, y'all, for the frontal unit. Glueless frontal unit. If you are wanting to go like no glue, just like a little bit adhesive, or even not even adhesive, do the elastic band in the frontal. You want to sew the elastic band within the frontal, and that is how you're going to secure the frontal, similar to how you would lay or just put the closure unit on, because y'all know I love my closure units. So I was like, if I can get it done with a closure unit, why, like I should be. Oh, excuse this hole in my shirt too, because it's been a rough day, y'all. So listen, we're not even talking about that right now. We're gonna talk about this week. So slide it on. Whoa, did I have it on the right way? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm like, come on. And then I don't know what it is about this, but I have to put my frontal ones on like this, because I just have to make sure the band is actually around my hair in the back before I like pull it all the way up. There we go. Ooh wee, baby. Ow, ow. Yeah, I know I'm good for some sound effects, but this is so okay. So this is what I was saying, like before, or not before, if I need to push this up a little bit, but if I was to have a standard size unit, it would not be this secure. I'm not even like, I would have to make sure it would be like this, but y'all, it would not be like to the point where all I have to do right now is cut, and then this could, it'll just be down. It'll stay where it's at. So again, just showing y'all, I have not bleached the knots. I actually wanted to install it without bleaching the knots so that y'all could see the case hair extensions lace. Okay, baby. But yes, so this is where I'm at, and I just want to make sure it's right. So I'm gonna get some clips to clip it back. Oops. Okay. Whoa. Why did I only, oh, here it is. I was like, I know I had a full bag. All right, so I actually am going to cut this lace first. So I'm going to get my razor comb, one of them, or eyebrow razor. I always say that. I'm gonna get it right one of these days, if I can find it. Here we go. And I'll need my scissors so that I can cut. And I have my vanity mirror here too, y'all. If y'all like, what am I looking at? I'm just looking a little closer to make sure I can see everything.
So there's the first piece, and if I lay it down, boom. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I don't even, well, look, you can see it here because it ain't down. But I want it to be, literally, when I lay this down, I want it to be flat. So, there's that. I want to get this too. And then I'm going to do the other side.
To pull this back a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Thought I hit my little forehead. I didn't. We all good, y'all. We all good. We all good. Now, I just want to see how everything lines up and where it's laying, and it's looking good. I have nothing complaints. I don't really want it to be a perfect straight line, just because you can usually see where everything starts when it's a perfect straight line, but with everything being cut, so far so good. So now the next part is to lay it down. So y'all already know what I'm going to use. My favorite, the bed head, and we need this, and we need our handy dandy blow dryer so that everything lays down the way it needs to. In addition, I would say grab a rat tail comb. I use a rat tail comb, or if you have something small that you can use to press down, like press the lace into the gel, do that. So I had already kind of styled it before, so that's why it's already done like this. But the first thing that I'm going to do and start off doing, I'm just gonna pull, not pull, but roll it back, kind of like roll back the lace. I don't really want to put a lot of tension on it. We just want to move it back because we're gonna end up laying, like, we just want to flip it back over the area that we have sprayed down. Okay, so this is where we're at. I'm gonna move this up a little bit. I don't want to flip too much. Okay, let me do it like that. There we go. Because it's like you can do it in sections, which I like to do. I just don't want my lace to accidentally get in there. There we go. Okay, cool. So now the fun part. Let's go ahead and get to spraying. I already have my blow dryer plugged up, and I want to make sure cool. Set it to cool. I'm going to use the cool setting when I'm drying it. I like the cool setting. I know some people say that you don't have to use cool. I find that it works easier for me with the cool setting, so that's kind of like what I do, but you don't have to. And what I'm going to start doing now is just blow drying it as I start to spray, because I don't want it to fall since I have my makeup on already. I kind of want it to already stay where it's at. touching it to just move it to where I need it to be. I mean, you don't have to do that. That's just what I do. But like I always tell y'all, I like the bed head because, just so y'all can hear me, I like the bed head because it's not really messy. It doesn't make, like, it's not a messy job. So you can use your fingers and it's not too sticky. It won't like pull your hair out. It's really nice. It does the job. And again, I don't really like to wear my units more than a day. Honestly, I'll take this off. I'm gonna take this off tonight. I'm just being real with y'all. So that's why I use this method. Another reason, because it's like I'm not gonna have this on all day or all week. I think that's why I was like, the glue wasn't something that I would prefer to use. But if you do want to have your unit on for like more than a few days, I would say, use it. Just make sure you take the necessary steps you need to take so that you don't pull your hair out. So I only did the front, this little section, because like I said, I want to do a step-by-step. So we're going to start to pull it down. I want to make sure it's a little tacky. It is. Cool. Because we're going to make it dry faster with a blow dryer. So now I'm going to pull this over. I want to lay it exactly where I had it. You may have to, you shouldn't have to do too much adjusting, but you just want to make sure it lays on the bed head spray where you actually have the spray. And I'll have this side that I gotta pull down next to lay down here. But you can see, so this part is laying. This part I may need a little bit more. You can see like right there, boom. So what I'll do, I'm gonna spray it. Just pull it back a little bit. And we're going to use the blow dryer. And it doesn't take that long to dry. Yeah, I probably already know that part if you've done it before or you've already seen this. So I'm just gonna get to finish the install so that y'all can see that. And now I'm circling using the end of my rat tail comb, and I'm going like behind one layer, not really like trying to move the lace or anything. I really just want to make sure I'm gently tapping in the lace, and I can start combing it back. And like what I'm doing, I'm kind of pressing and combing back. Press, comb back. So that'll help with that. And then now you can actually see this first part is down. I'm not gonna pull it yet because I know it's still trying to set, but it's down. Yeah, so there's one section. And this is what I mean when I say just be patient, because you will have to probably go back and clean up some spots, and I'll show y'all how to do that. But as far as getting it around, it's not that difficult. I think I'm gonna do this one first because it just, this side for me is always easier than the other side. So I just want to spray and go. So I pulled back the first part, and I want to make sure, okay, I'll get that in a minute. But now I just want to make sure I get this out of my face, and find my placement so that I know when I put my spray. And actually, I can cut a little bit more of this lace off because it's still a nice amount here. There we go. So then that'll just lay there. Cool. Now I'm gonna flip it back like I did before. Make sure you're not too rough on the area that you've already stuck down. It's not gonna fly up. I just don't want you to rip it back. And then you gotta start over. So, because we're gonna seal everything at the end. It's just, we wanna get the sections done. So. And then. A little bit more. Alrighty. A little tacky, a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's just this part. Alright, there we go. Now, let's lay this little section down. And just oops, there we go. There we go. And now I can use my circles, which I probably put it too far up. I probably should have put a little bit more towards the back. Yes, I think I put, well, let's see. Yeah, I gotta put it back. So with this case, I actually didn't even put it where I needed to put it. So let me wipe that off and then actually put it here. Yeah, because it's there. I just need it here. My little sideburns I gotta get down, but here we are with all of it being actually down. And then before I go in for the sideburns and my touch-ups, I just want to make sure I use my blow dryer on cool around the whole thing. And make sure I just go around everything. And you can use your comb to just like make sure everything is just laying down, it's dry, but don't be rough, be gentle. And I really don't even have to fix these, but I'm gonna fix them for y'all. So let me move this hair out the way. Because when it becomes like, when it gets like really tricky, or not tricky, but when it's like small areas like this, you could get away with like one good spray. You just gotta make sure you lift it to where you need it to be, and then just make sure that area actually has the spray on it so that it sticks. And boom. And just to speed up this process, I'm gonna hold this down a little bit and then just turn my blow dryer on. So now I have to make sure it wasn't no spray. Now I can go ahead and clean it up. So here I have a little extra lace that I don't need. So all I'm gonna do is cut it. I have smaller scissors that I like to use. So like when you do find pieces of lace that maybe it's like, oh, I could have cut some more off. I have like these little scissors, and I also have another pair that I use, but you can get them from like a beauty supply or even Sally's or online. And it just helps you get the little fine pieces of lace that probably is too, like it was too much lace anyways, which is why you didn't notice it wasn't sticking down. So now I don't have those extra pieces. Boom. Cool. I just want to make sure all of this is down and looks good. So as far as laying down the lace, we are done with that part. And then the next part is actually to tie it down and frame like how you want it to be, which I think, you know, if you do, this is when you can like do the baby hairs if you like the baby hairs. Me, I don't do baby hairs like that, simply because in my real hair, I don't wear my baby hairs like that. I mean, like I'll wear it out if it's a style, but it's not like I need to have baby hairs in my hair. Like it's weird. It's a little weird. It just depends on the look. It's never been a must-have for me, because I know that sometimes the baby hair is just the hairstyle that I have. It doesn't look right. It doesn't go good for the look that I'm going for. But I just wanted to see how it was laying, y'all, and it's laying really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my elastic band and tie it down. I want it to just be real secure. What you can do, if you want to, I don't like I'll do maybe this. This is what I'll show y'all. Like, this is probably the most that I do. So I'll take out a thin layer like this. I'm gonna comb it forward, comb this back, put this behind my ear, and so like here, you can see if I pull it back, it's some lace. Like, this is where I would need to clean it up. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of the bed head spray because I thought I was done with it. And do I need spray or? Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of the spray across the front, and then I'll lay it down. That was too long. Okay, so let me show y'all that part. And you don't have to do it like, to keep it neat, I'm going to actually spray it on this tip of the comb, like a nice amount, and then I'm gonna go in and actually like put it under the lace. The places where I know it needs to still stick down. And this just, like I said, it just helps for a neater cleanup. You could go in and spray if you like. I mean, I don't care if, because it's still a hairspray, right? So it's not like it's gonna mess up anything. I just have preferences. So I'm showing y'all my preferences. This does not mean you have to do it this way. This is just the way that I prefer to do it based off of the experiences I've had. I don't pull out that section up here because that's not how I wear it, especially my side part. But I'll come over here and like do a little bit, you know, just to kind of, you want to give it like your natural hairline feel, but I don't want to make, like, I don't want a lot of baby hairs. So this is why y'all see me doing it this way. So I can clip this back, like the pair that I don't want in front, and this will stay out. I take a little bit here. All right, so now that I found my band, let's put this on. And I just want to make sure I go behind my ears and the pieces that I pulled out. I just want to get that to make sure it's down. And I'm going to tie that in the back. Okay, it gets a little tricky sometimes with this long hair because I'm just like, I don't want to tie my hair, but I do want to make sure it's down. Here we go. All right, so now this is what I'm looking like with it being down, and wow, this is like what it doing its thing. I like to go in with a hot comb to flatten out everything else. So let me make sure it wasn't even plugged up, so let me plug this up. So while this gets hot, because I can't do too much now, I will get into this hair. So While we're waiting, I could take this clip because the clip wasn't really doing me no justice. This is the KHE Classy Wave texture. I have added some curls to it. What I actually did was, the process was I sewed it together and then I flat ironed it, because if you know the wavy hair, it is very, very full and it's very wavy when you first get it out of the package. I always like to see how the hair is, like just naturally how big it is in its natural state before I do anything to it. And it was really big and fluffy and it was really pretty, but I just felt like even if I styled it, like tried to flatten the front a little bit, it would be so big and fluffy to the point where it's like, it still doesn't look realistic. Like it's a little not natural. So I went ahead and washed it and conditioned it. And then I let it air dry so that the natural like air dry waves was there, and it was gorgeous. And then I was like, okay, perfect. I wanted to see like, let me see how long it really is when I flat iron it. And once I got that, I went ahead and just put some body curls. So that's really what this is, like to just show the wave of it. And the curls kind of fell because I did that like 2 to 3 days ago. But that was the look I was going for because I didn't want it to be like a really perfectly curled unit. I just wanted it to be really full. And you could kind of see the texture of the waviness with the curl pattern. But this hair is so, so pretty. But yeah, so custom frontal unit. This is a 13 by 4. What is this right here? Oh, there it is. It's a 13 by 4 frontal. And this is the, again, classy wave texture. I used a 18-inch frontal, 18-inch, 1/8. It was actually, I used 2.5 bundles because it was an 18-inch frontal, and then I had an 18-inch bundle I used, and 1/20 and half of a 20-inch bundle. So if that kind of breaks down the lengths, I didn't cut anything. I just sewed the hair together and wanted to see the length, the fullness of it. And I had like, a lot of people was like telling me when they saw the video, it was like, this is only 18 to 20. Yes. This is only 18 to 20 inches, y'all. So if you like longer hair, you know, you could definitely get longer. You can get up to 30. But, and yes, 18-inch, not closure, frontal. And this frontal, y'all, is so, I'm loving this custom frontal unit. I think it's just because I'm so excited about having a custom fit frontal for myself. I told myself at the beginning of the year that I wanted to be able to do unit constructions with the measurements, like specifically customized units. And I did it. And this is the very first one. And it was so funny because this is how the universe works. I was practicing and I created this one. And it was like, this unit has been created for over, probably over a month. I just didn't style it or anything. So it was just like, we'll see how it goes. Because you know how when you do something that you're not sure about, you're like, I don't want to be disappointed. So let me just hold off until I'm confident enough to be like, let's see what happens. That's where I was. So I was like, let me just sew it together, try it on and see what happens. And I tried it on without the band and it was snug. So I was like, oh my God, I may have actually did it. But then I had things to do. So I was like, I'll sew the band on later and figure out, you know, how fitted it really would be. And yeah, when I sewed the band on, it was perfect. So if you are interested in a custom unit, y'all, reach out to me. I've shared my Diva measurement card on my profile page on Instagram and on the Diva Network if you follow my group. But reach out to me. I will send it to you if you want a custom unit, and we will talk through, you know, just how to make sure you know what measurements to give me. And if you have any confusion around like how to gather them, the card details like where to get the measurement, but if you have questions, reach out. I think it's very helpful. And since I've done it myself, both with closures and frontals, I think more so with frontals, if you are a diva who experiences like caps that don't fit right, or it may be always too big, or it's always too small, reach out to me. I can definitely help construct that unit for you so that all you got to do is stitch in the band that you want. And that's if you want to stitch an elastic band. You'll get an elastic band with your order. But for the frontals, I don't stitch them in because I want to make sure that when you put it on, it's adjusted like correctly above your ear. So I always advise, if you do get a custom frontal, put the frontal on first. Make sure you get it to where you want to fit it, and then take an elastic band, that elastic band that you get in your package. I believe I do have well, I thought I had one that I could show y'all. I do. So take the elastic band, and you want to actually go like the back of your head, not with the wig on. This will be with your braids, or your braids with the wig cap. Like, this is when it's flat to the point where how you would want your wig over your braids. You want to take the elastic band and see where that band stops from ear to ear, like the top of your ear. Once you get there, like mine, when I do it, and that's with this wig on though. So if I do it with this wig on, it's like this big. Like, I would cut that much off. But that's still pretty big, right? So what you want to do is make sure you have it braided flat with your wig cap on, as if you were going to wear it and like wear your wig. And that's when you take your elastic band and you see like ear to ear. You take that ear to ear, and then you want to make sure you see what it is, and you cut the ends off. So like, if I stopped here, I can't even see this right. So if this end stopped here on my ears, I'm not going to cut this part at all. I will never cut that. You just want to cut the ends that's too much to where you stop with your ear. So then I will cut this off, this little bit, and then I will cut this little bit off. And then we would be left to sew this onto our frontal unit. And when you put it on, you can attach it and detach it like normal, but it would make it so that your frontal is a lot more secure and you don't have to really worry about wearing any adhesive or glue. So there is that, and just enough time for the hot comb to get hot. So I am now just taking my hot comb and I'm pressing it flat. I did this before, but I'm just doing it again now that it's on my head. I want to make sure there is no bumps. But I think I did a pretty good job for it not to be on my head. Okay. And it didn't even take that much, honestly. I thought it was going to take more, but that's okay. That's great. That's great. That just lets me know the hair is styled the way it needs to be, and it set how it was supposed to set. So that's really all I really need to do. And now I have my Care wax stick. I'm gonna put a little bit at the part. And then you can always go back over this with your hot comb. I do, it just melts it a little bit. And it's good with the flyaways too. Got a real clean slay. Okay. See how we look in there, y'all. It just really gives it that nice finished look. Okay. I like to press into the part a little bit to make it separate. Okay, cool. All right. Now, let's take off this elastic band. See where we at. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la la. Okay. So then, now it's all set. I don't really have much I need to do over here. I'm going to take a little bit of my Gorilla Snot. And yes, I said Gorilla Snot. That works perfect for me when I do my wigs. I don't know. Some people say that it's not. I mean, it doesn't work for them. That's the only thing that works for me when it comes to like laying down the edges and like slicking them back how I want to slick them back. So that's what I like to stick to. Yeah, I know me. I stick to what I know. I don't change it up. But that's where my clip went. This is what I'm talking about. So I like to take a little bit. And I actually do it on the brush part of my edge comb. And then I'll like change it to the comb part. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have. So now I really just want to make sure it's like realistic. So I'm gonna swoop this down to how I would normally have it if I really did have this style in my head. And that's what I was saying, like I don't like to cut the hairs, baby hairs, nothing like that. I just like to slick it down to like how I really would do it, y'all, because I don't wear baby hairs like that. And that's my personal, like that's what I was saying. You want to do it like how you would prefer. Don't do what people want you to do or tell you to do. You do it how you would wear it, because you're the person wearing this, not anybody else. So keep that in mind. And it does take practice, but you'll get it. The more you play with your head, you will learn what works for you and what probably doesn't. And that's where I'm at with it. So I'm holding it as I swoop it back in the spot that I want it to be. And that's why I say the Gorilla Snot does it for me. Like, I don't need nothing else. It's a lot of like other good edge controls, or like especially for your wigs. I know people be using a lot of different ones, but I think with myself, I don't like spending unnecessary money. And if I have something that works, I'm gonna use it. And the Gorilla Snot usually be working for me on my real hair. So that was another thing. I was like, oh, okay. I don't have a lot of like products that work on my curly hair, because my hair just curls right back up, even like on the edges. So it's like the ones where it's like, ooh, it actually made my edges stay down. That's when I'm like, we're going to make this a keeper, baby. It is a keeper, okay? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, I'm just playing, but no, for real. I really do stick with what I know, and I would recommend y'all to do the same, because I don't know, if you switch it up and then you start doing something that you don't even like or you even knew was gonna happen, then you'll be upset, and then it's like, what was the point of you doing all that? Now you're mad at yourself for trying something that you knew you shouldn't even try it. So now we are done laying down this side, y'all. Do you like it? Do you see what I'm talking about? And this is my little piece of hair. I like to keep out. Don't judge me, but that's my little look. See, as Tabitha says, that's my business. So that's what we're working with, y'all. This is what we're working with. Okay, okay. And now I'm gonna go over to the other side, and I'm about to go ahead and finish that. And then y'all know I have to take me some selfies to post my finished results. So always make time for that. But here we go. And since this side wasn't even that much, you can see there's like, I could see exactly where I pushed it back, just because when I laid the elastic band over it, it just stayed there. So this one doesn't even need to have that side. I just really am going to gel it back how I want to. And I'm not cutting the hair. If you notice, I didn't cut any of these hairs. So you can still achieve like swooping your hair back without cutting any of the hair. I don't know what it is. I'm like that with natural hair. I'm like that with bundles. I'm like that with wigs. I do not, if I don't have to, I am not cutting the hair. I'm not cutting it. Like, I am not going to cut some hair if I don't have to. Because no. It's like it's such. Why do we have all this good hair? What's the point of it being there if we're gonna cut it and mess it up? Like, we're just gonna take it out the lace. I just don't. I just feel like it's disrespectful to the hair, and you know, we shouldn't be doing that. So that's my personal, POV, my point of view on that. But I don't know. My personal opinion, I just don't think you need to do it. If you don't have to, don't do it. And it's a little piece of bed hair that dried up outside of my lace. Yeah, but like if the bed hair dries up outside the lace, y'all, it can come, like, it comes off really easy. That's another reason why I like it. It's not like, once it dries, it's really simple to kind of just maintain your, yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and swoop this other one down, y'all, and we'll be good to go. Because usually, shoot, it'll take me like 30 minutes almost. 20 to 40. Well, 20 to 40. Probably like 30 to 45 minutes to even get the, like, the unit, the front of the unit down. So it's like, to know that this custom unit made this process so much easier for me, I'm definitely gonna stick to it. This is a go-to for myself. And yeah, I wanna make sure I don't. Okay. This is what we're looking like on this side. This side is also gonna be covered, so I'm like, I don't really want too much hair out. But just enough to like give it my hairline look. Okay. There we go. Okay. That's just what I'm looking like. I could just do the little side out over here too if I want to match it. But do I? Yeah, I guess I'll do a little bit. We'll do a little bit, but I don't need it out. I mean, I don't really care if anybody sees that side. I just push that. There we go. And you can use the comb to just comb the hairs in place. So yeah, there we go. Just a more natural placement over there, just because, like I said, this is going to be covered. This isn't even going to be showing. So now this is what she's looking like. I got my big wide tooth comb to kind of get everything in place. And yeah, this will be looking like, divas. So thank y'all for watching and, you know, tuning in while I installed this fabulous KHE custom frontal unit. And again, if you do, but if you are interested in a custom unit, closure or frontal, reach out to me. I'm happy to help out. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.